this is the most uncomfortable rock I've ever sat on.
It'll get you going. Let's go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, action.
So, when I was asked the question, what saved your marriage? That was something that was kind of hard for me to answer because it's not just one thing that saved our marriage. First off, it's not in the past tense. It's the actions that we do every day where we are saving our marriage on a daily basis. We're committing to love one another.
Working on nurturing each other.
Exactly. And so we've boiled it down to 6 critical tips that we think are essential for helping to have a healthy, happy marriage.
Tip number 1 is communication. It is really, really important for you to express yourself and share how you're feeling and share where you're at with your partner and your loved one. I mean, we ran into that early on when we were dating, and Ashley had a little bit of a brick wall put up because of some things that had happened in our relationship, and I said, we're either gonna break through this or we're not gonna have anything. So it was tough, but you have to have that communication. You have to have those hard conversations around why you're feeling what you're feeling. And that's what I told her. I said, when you have a brick wall up, I just feel like I can't connect with you. And that's not a relationship.
And it's important also, you hear all these people talk about therapy and going to counseling to talk out their issues. Sometimes that has to do with the fact that they haven't been able to talk between the two of them. Just the process of getting out what's going on inside is very therapeutic. So Nathan's not a mind reader, I'm not a mind reader, so we're going to have to communicate and talk it out, and sometimes in doing that we're able to process our feelings even through the process of talking, and we come to more clarity and more resolution.
And in order to have a healthy version of that, you have to have step number 2, which is respect.
Exactly, respect. And we got to have respect for one another. Even the simple things like good manners, saying please and thank you. I don't care how long you've been married, you can still say excuse me and not belch in his face or whatever. We want to have respect for one another.
Let's not belch in my face.
I'll try not to. On top of that, it's also validating one another's feelings. So I respect Nathan enough to know that when he's communicating and he's saying, I feel this, I can't go, no you don't, that's crap. No, it's his feelings, it's truth, and it's true for him. And so in communication and respect, we're really hearing each other out and validating where we are, exactly where we are. Not saying you did this and you always do this and you never do this, but really validating one another.
And that really rolls into the teamwork aspect of it, because you have to have clear communication, you have to respect each other to have a clear team, because we work together now. Especially with children, you can't parent just on your own, where one person is laying all these ground rules and then another person comes in and blows all that up. That is just a recipe for disaster. So if you're not communicating on what that looks like, that team aspect,
right,
then it's really going to be a struggle.
Right, you've got to have a unified front, and this also goes in dealing with extended family and navigating the families that we both came from. It deals with making just decisions on anything, whether it's the big things like financial or education or health for our kids, and also the little things like where are we going to go to dinner. Either make a team effort that it's your time to choose, or decide on something together. So that boils down to the next one, which is humble pie. And yeah, humility is a big thing. You got to leave your ego at the door, and it is really hard to do. We all have egos. Some of them are really large, some of them a little bit less so, but it can be really hard to just flat out say, I'm sorry. And it's really important to be able to do that in a marriage, and to admit when you're wrong, and to recognize that my relationship with Nathan is more important than me having the upper hand or me having the last word, because this is critical, and I want to make sure that I am choosing love over choosing
a sarcastic I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
Exactly. So number 5, would you like to share what number 5 is? Because all of the men love this one.
Physical touch and sex. Lots of it. And you know, we started down that path a couple years ago, where we started, and a lot of our friends are aware that we have sex pretty much every day, and you know, that's just our way of connecting on a physical level. But really what it has a lot to do with is having a physical connection with somebody.
Yeah.
Having that touch where you have to, you
warm.
cannot, I know.
It's cold out here.
You cannot be mad at somebody and hold their hand for very long. It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And that touch and that physical connection, that keeps your ego in check, I feel, a lot of times.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah. It's really hard to be emotionally distant when you're physically connected. And that's why we choose to pretty much make love every single night. It doesn't have to be that way, but be intentional about at least touching in some way, shape, or form physically every single day.
And I'll pet our dog later. So go on. This is a great segue into laughter, which is part of it. I mean, you have to have laughter. You have to joke about things.
Yes. Make it fun. We all got married and we're on cloud 9 and you're on the honeymoon phase and everything is fun and you're laughing and you're playing and you're dating and flirting and engaging, and then that tends to kind of be the first thing to be brushed to the side. So make sure you're still adding play and fun and humor into your life on a regular basis. And have fun with this big crazy family that you're creating together, and be intentional so that you really can enjoy and appreciate each other, be fully connected, learn how the uniqueness in each of us strengthens all of us. Namaste.
Take care.